nobody like you cannot have a huge dick tattoo. Like people be like that takes away the whole like. What about that? Because then you're
Yeah,
like,
it's all about drawing the attention of the eyes.
yeah, no,
you have
because then
to.
you're showing like, oh,
you don't
look at
want
the shoulder, look at the like, yeah, no, look at his big ass dick.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're off and running. Here we are back at the Comedy Store with a long-awaited return of Francisco Ramos, who is back from Italy. How you doing, buddy?
Wow, what happened? Did I just came back and you're now like
I
a
just jumped into.
you're a radio announcer from the 50s?
I just jumped into performance mode,
Yeah,
baby.
you're like, hey, like, you're like
hey, how's everybody doing up
Johnny
there?
Carson. It's like, give it up for the Beatles.
This is what happens when you leave me for 2 weeks.
I know,
I
I'm sorry.
become a carnival barker.
I apologize. I mean, but I was traveling because that's what this podcast is. Standby with JJ and Francisco is about traveling. So, you know, I had to do some traveling.
Yeah,
because,
that's why it's perfect. That's why it's perfect. You're back. I want to hear about Italy.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I heard from you a couple of times while you were in Italy.
Yes.
A couple of texts here and there. But for the most part, you just tried to stay off the grid and do the good touristy kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, I did kind of like just didn't want to, I mean, you're not off the grid because I was connected, but I didn't want to like do anything about work kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm back and it was great. I proposed to my girlfriend.
No way.
Or now I have to call it fiancé.
Yeah. Well,
which is weird. I can't pronounce fiancé.
Congrats.
So
yeah, that's good. So you better get married quick.
Yeah, so I can I can do wife quick.
Yeah, you can do wife.
Fiancé is very hard.
Yeah, so if ever there was an urgency for the wedding, it is
it's just for my pronunciation.
Case, yeah, just to fix the speech. Wow, that's great. Congratulations. Man.
Yeah, it was cool. Well, because I went to Italy. I did three or four cities. Like the main, first we got to Alba, which is the northern part of Italy, because the wedding, I went to a friend's wedding that was there by Turin, you know, there.
Yeah.
And then we went to Florence for 3 days, and that's where I proposed in Florence. I went to the top of Florence is a Piazza Michelangelo. It's like where you can oversee the whole Florence, and on the sunset, and it was there, and it was like.
Wow.
And it was funny.
If she said no at that point, then you'd feel really
well, it was
over.
good because nobody knew. So like, it's like a good like an audition that you don't tell anybody. It's like you know nobody's gonna know that she rejected me.
That's true. Nobody comes back from a romantic location to go. I failed miserably trying to get engaged,
and also nobody knew. But like, no, but it was funny. It was like. I actually wanted to go to like a nice like place like because she doesn't like people like that like being this. I mean, she likes people. Nah, I think that's a bad thing to say. She doesn't like the
crowds. You wanted to find
crowds,
somewhere that wasn't crowded.
Yeah, but it was there because everybody was there.
Setting,
so I went to like this little corner, and the sun was hitting on her. So I was like, hey, and also I didn't have anything planned. I was just improvising at the moment.
That's a hell of an improvisation, though.
Like a good comic.
Yeah, that's.
But no, because I was like, I was like, hey, take a picture, and then she's like, I can't see because of the sun is hitting my eyes. I was like, all right.
These are going to be great engagement pictures of just her.
No, but like, so I told her, I was like, all right, 3, 2, 1, and then when you open the eyes, you know, take the pictures. And when I was about to do that, I was like, 3, 2 eyes. I was getting down. I was opening the thing while holding the phone, trying to get down on my knees. And then when she opened her eyes, this is her reaction. She just saw the ring. She almost like slapped it out of my hands. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh, wow.
And when she said that, I was like, yeah, that's a question that I've been asking myself for the past couple of months. No, but no, she was just surprised, you know, like about it, and it was, and what was funny then, like, there's like a little cafe there, like we went to get a drink there, and right as we were having the drink, this other couple is like, but this guy's got like balloons, a fucking band. Everybody's going like, yeah.
Oh no, you got overshadowed. You didn't even know you were in a competition.
But she said, it was like, if you'd have done that, I would have killed you. So like, yeah, because also I don't like that. Because when you're doing that, who are you doing that for? Like if you put a whole spectacle of it.
Unless she really likes balloons.
Yeah, but then do it in your apartment.
Yeah.
You know, like my point is like when you're doing all that stuff, it's like you're doing it more for the Instagram than for the actual thing.
That is true.
You know,
mind you, how many Italy photos have you put on Instagram?
No, I did put Italy pictures.
Of course.
Yes. No, I'm talking about the moment of it, where it becomes like a whole like because the guy had a photographer too. You know, it was a whole. It was like a production. It was like a Disney show. You know, it was like it was all everything. So I was like, so I mean, that wasn't like it wasn't like
you don't want to go over the top in this day and age. It makes you look guilty. like what had that guy been up to? To go, all right, if I'm gonna win her around, I better get balloons.
Yeah, it's not like genuine. You know, like right? It's not as genuine as like all right, you want to get married? You know
I think you win, dude. Did you sit next to them at dinner or whatever, and you just lean over and go, "I had to put in less effort."
No, they were in the corner. They were like over there, like in the. So they had like this whole thing.
They had to have enough room for their balloons.
People were clapping.
Fucking egos.
Yeah,
bunch of dicks.
But yeah, so that was nice, and then Italy's great, man. Have you ever been to Italy?
I have, I have. A couple times. Pontedera, which is outside of Pisa, and
So I went to Pisa. Yeah.
Did you go to Pisa? Did you go to the tower and pretend?
Yeah,
did you go and pretend
but
to hold it up?
But I didn't post any of those pictures. I took the pictures, but I didn't post.
Oh, you haven't done it yet?
I mean, I didn't post them.
I mean, good for you. I mean, I feel like you should.
Yeah, everybody's doing the same thing. But
But you know, as comics, don't you feel that it mixes it up? Because we spend so much time posting, like, here's our next gig, or here's our clip from our last gig.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice
when I posted a picture,
to then go, here's Italy.
I did post a picture when I got proposed, when I was like, I was like, hey, she said, yeah, kind of whatever, thing. Yeah. And that's like the most liked picture I had on Instagram. Right. Which shows you, it's like,
well, we're congratulating
I know, but I'm like, I mean, but I did some good sketches too. It's like, come on, like, don't you? I put some effort on this one.
You hear that internet?
You just care about love?
Yeah. You hear that internet people? Like his fucking sketches, for fuck's sakes.
I mean, I put pressure on, but
no, that seems to be the case though on the internet. I mean, stand up is, let's just face it, stand up is not the most popular genre on internet.
Well, it's also like
I think people
so
enjoy
much,
it, but
and we post so much, and then it's kind of like. Yeah, people are going like,
here he goes with another clever joke again. La-di-da.
Another clip, another promoting your thing.
That's why it's quite refreshing when it's like, oh, somebody loves him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I think it's more like, to show that you're like a normal person too.
Yeah.
Right? And I think it's also
a
good way to be like, hey, like this guy has a. Because I think you gotta. I don't like showing them that much about my personal life. But I think you have, when there's like an occasion, a big occasion,
Yeah, in this day and age, you have to a bit. Like I think we've talked about this before, because I don't like that either, but I'm starting to warm into it because that's the current.
You have to.
Do we call it a generation? This world that we're in. Because maybe 20 years ago, that was not the world, which I loved. I loved that about stand-up. I said this to somebody recently. I said I miss stand-up being more anonymous. And right away they're like, what are you talking about? You're on stage talking. I'm like, yeah, but you used to be able to perform and then just disappear into the ether. You know, some people would look you up or whatever, but you could build your fan base that way. Whereas now, it's constant. You got to stay in touch.
Well, first of all, now you got to post everything pretty much.
Yeah.
Like you got to post all your clips. That's like before that was a thing. You couldn't post anything.
Yeah.
And now like it's about content. It's about content. That's the creative content. So it's like, but I think it's cool to also show some kind of human side of it too.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I'm sure you got some good photos that you'll be able to put up over the
I got some pictures and stuff, and it was but it was great. I mean, traveling over there, I would love to. It was funny because like I was thinking about doing, a stand up over there, but like like would wonder if like how.
There's a couple of gigs. They're all English speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of expats. So a lot of gigs like in France and Italy. You can find they're from England and Canada and Australia. Mm-hmm. Occasionally America. Yeah. Fewer Americans travel, but you do get a lot of expats of POMS, prisoners of Her Majesty's service. So they're all over because I've done some shows in Italy, and like when I've been to Pontedera and Pisa, they were all in fact, I would say in an audience of 150 people, there was maybe 20 Italians. 20 Italians, but it's mostly
people that
Aussies, Americans, and British people who are just excited that you're there. It's really fun.
I mean, I did one in Paris and like that.
Right on.
I was in Paris, but I wasn't one thing. I don't know if it happens to you because you lived over there, like, and there's a thing for people to know about traveling in Italy, I guess. When you take the train, one thing we took the train
through every border. Hey, did you know? Like,
no, well, we took the train from Milan to Florence.
Right.
And they never asked us for the tickets.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I could have just done this shit for free. Like,
that happens sometimes.
That happens, right?
Yeah, there's lots. In fact, and I think it was the Holland Underground. Last time I was in the Dutch Underground. Yeah, they didn't. Right? It's like an honor system. Like, you gotta buy the tickets, but you can get busted, and when you do, that sucks.
Of course. Yeah, because then from Florence to Rome, the guy did cancel.
Yeah, so I think that's the deal. Is like you probably get away with 4 out of 5 trips, but on that 5th trip, you'll be stung with a fine that will cost you 5 trips. So I think it's comes out in the wash, as they say. But I was gonna say, to go back to Italy, when we used to go at the end of the Edinburgh Festival. So I knew some. If you get to know actors tend to be wealthier than comedians, actually. And when the Edinburgh Festival finishes, if you've gotten to know a couple of actors, a lot of them will go to their parents' house in Spain or Italy, and if you can go with them. So that was the case back in the day, the few trips I've made to Italy. And it was pretty amazing up in the hills of Pontedera. And I thought you were going to touch on that, the small meals constantly all day. Did you guys do a lot of that?
I mean, we ate. I mean, that's what you do. You eat a lot. I mean, but first of all, 2 things. The food, it's delicious, and I feel it's more healthier than here in the U.S. because I never felt bloated. You know what I mean? Especially, I was eating especially big ass dinners. Next morning, I was hungry to go. But also, it's also the digestion of it, of like, when you're coming from a different, country and the times and stuff like that, which, like I was lucky in a way because I felt lucky because I was like, oh, I guess I could take a shit right away. You know what I mean? Because sometimes
lucky.
No, because I feel like sometimes you get stuck. You know what I mean? And I'm like, But what happened was
on American bread.
I mean, no, you just get stuck. I mean, like people like some people go like, I haven't shit in 5 days. I'm
right.
Like, whoa, that's bad.
That's India. That's a trip to India.
No, but like what was funny though, like when we went to Rome, like went to the first day there, and went to get the breakfast in the hotel, and like I had some eggs, and my girlfriend thing had the same thing, and like, but then we're gonna go to see the Vatican, the Sistine Chapel, and all that stuff, and then something those fucking eggs in that hotel, something hit me, and then I was like, I couldn't, and I was like, and then I was like, I don't want to be shitting in the middle of the Sistine Chapel. I'm like that's like sacrilege.
That's very kind of you.
Yeah, no. So I mean, we went to meet the tour guy, and I was like, I gotta go to, before we were waiting with other people. Like, can I just use this? So I went again, and then, but luckily, I think during the whole, during the Vatican tour,
that does suck though.
But it would have sucked if I would have been like, especially, have you ever done that Vatican tour?
I've never been to the Vatican, no.
It's like one of the biggest museums in the world. Like, it's like 2 hours, and the girl that we had, like, she's great. She's telling everything about the history and all that.
Right on.
So it's like, but I was like thinking, I was like, there wasn't in a bathroom. I could have, I would have like, where would I go? Like, and I didn't want to like, but yeah, luckily,
Yeah.
So always, I think that's a recommendation to people that you travel, like,
always be ready to shit yourself.
No, or shit, or like, but I was cocky because I was like, yeah, I've been here, because that was like almost like a week that we've been in Italy, and I'm like, I've been good, and then it went the other way.
Just when you think you've gotten away with it.
Another thing though that's funny though is like, like, I went when we were in Florence. There's like it's a leather city. Like they sell a lot of leather. Like they're known for that. So I wanted to buy like a belt, and I went to the store, and they're like, so then like it's funny because the girl came in and she's like, she's telling me all this stuff, and it's a store that they make the thing. So I'm like, oh yeah, I want a belt, you know, and she's like, oh, what do you want? This one. Like, okay, cool. It's like, yeah. And then all of a sudden because they grab the thing, they cut it, and they start making it right there.
Yeah.
But then as she started doing that, I realized, I go to my girlfriend, I'm like, fuck, I forgot to ask her, how much is it? And then now I'm like, I'm sweating because I'm looking at the other prices of clothes, and they're like $500, and I'm like, oh, fucking, you know,
oh, that's tough. That's tough. And she's already pot committed.
Yeah, because she's going like boom, boom. And every time she went like that, I could just hear like 100, 200, 300, and I was like, well, I'm done. I gotta now suck it up. I mean, I cannot go back.
Yeah.
And be like, I don't want the belt after she made it for me.
You know? I mean, yes and no.
No, you can't.
They're not going to see you again if you're like, I forgot my wallet in the car.
But I think it's like, that's like a thing. Is like that. I fucked up. You know, I should have asked. But at that point, I gotta like suck it up.
But also, I think sometimes in those touristy situations, they know to do that.
I know
they know to get you like that. As soon as you're inquiring, and then they just start making it and doing it. And like, so yeah, but at my point, I'm like, and then I'm like looking at the internet, looking at the store to see other prices, and they didn't load, and I was like, fuck. Oh, the stress. Yeah.
But I was like, if it's a belt, it shouldn't be more expensive than boots. So
no, and it was okay in the end. It was
like €100.
Oh, that is expensive.
That is expensive.
That's very expensive. Oh,
but let me tell you, it's lifetime warranty. And
all you gotta do is take it back to
Italy. They have a store in Santa Monica.
Oh, really?
So if anything happens, I can go in and it's good leather. It's like real leather.
Yes, it's gonna be a very.
I mean, yeah, I'm wearing it right now.
All right,
I'm wearing this shit. I'm wearing it till I go to sleep.
He's never. Yeah. We gotta see this fucking thing. Let's see this. Oh yeah, nice. Oh, that's that's some. Oh yeah, I can tell that thing. Yeah. Let me. I don't want to smell it while it's that close to your crotch, but if you take it off, I will give it away. I don't want to. Anybody can clip off the. And then White had leaned over and started smelling Francisco's groin. Oh yeah, that's a good belt,
right?
That's some good belt. It's not. You can't unclip it though.
No, it's made like they. Oh, you would have liked that.
Oh, look at this puppy.
What is this?
$10 at the lace market. $10 at the Nottingham lace market, and mine you can unclip it.
Yeah, because that's
I can change.
This
belt
is made
buckles.
for me. This is made for me.
Oh, I know is.
Yeah, that one is.
And your €100 has paid their rent.
No, but I like. I mean, I was like, you know.
No, it's cool. It's nice. I mean, it is. It's time for me.
It's a little. I mean, it's a little more expensive than I would have bought something, but at the end of the day, I was like, well, it wasn't that crazy much.
I'm really glad that this is our
first
first podcast together since you've been in Italy, and we're already taking our clothes off for each other. Clearly, JJ and Francisco missed each other.
Yes. But
they got their belt game going.
So if you get something, buying stuff, I never liked, I did, buying. When you travel, do you buy stuff I
do. There's two answers to that question. When you say stuff, do you mean like a major piece of clothing and stuff?
Yeah, not people.
If I stumble onto it, I do have things that I collect when I'm traveling. Okay. I do.
What?
This is okay. I do fridge magnets. I do fridge magnets. I do have.
What are you, a 75-year-old woman?
I knew that was coming.
Or man.
No, 75-year-old women. No, wait a minute. 75-year-old women, they do spoons.
On my way,
they do little spoons.
I say 75-year-old woman because my grandma would her fridge was full of
Yeah,
things,
I really like it. I like looking at my fridge and I can see all the
stuff that you did.
Yeah, see the place I've been. I like those bulky magnets.
Yeah, no, they're
and it also gives me an idea. This is a simple but a fun thing. It gives me an idea of how expensive a country is as well, because for example, in fact in Italy I got this pizza one, and it was about €4 or €5.
Yeah.
But in Norway they didn't, and when they're blocky kind of magnets, they're nice. They look nice, almost 3-dimensional or whatever. Welcome to the JJ and Francisco podcast, where we talk about all your magnet, and belt wants.
How much was it?
So in Norway, right? They didn't even have the 3-dimensional ones.
Yeah.
It's a shitty plastic one, right? And it's of the Norwegian flag, and it kind of looks like it's waving in the wind. Yeah. And it was 12 euros.
Oh.
I couldn't fucking believe it. But Norway is by expensive. Far, it's the most expensive place I've ever been. But that was insane. And yeah,
did you buy it?
So I did. Yeah, okay. I buy them all, and yeah, in order to sometimes I feel in order to justify bitching about something, you got to buy it sometimes.
What's the point of that for you? Like, you wake up and you go to your refrigerator and you go like, look how much I travel. Like what? Like,
yeah, sometimes I do. I like to. Well, it doesn't.
I don't know. Like
I don't go look how much I travel, but I go. It gives you a little memory. It'll give you a little.
So when you're waking up and then you go like and you go to the refrigerator
sometimes I'll notice one of them.
Norway, yeah. And then you make coffee.
I mean, that seems like an oversimplification, but
I'm just trying to
quick answer is yes. Yeah, I do. I enjoy.
I'm just trying
come on, you've got this.
But I'm gonna use this.
I know, but every time
I'm using this
every morning you put that on, you're gonna be like, Italy,
Italy.
Okay, all right.
But you're not my thing is like for me, like I got my memories in my head. Like
I got them in my head too.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take pictures stuff like that, but I mean. I just want to know what's the reason behind it.
I mean, it's also a conversation piece if somebody else sees your fridge.
Yeah,
and they
can go. Do you live with your grandma?
I inherited my grandma's magnets. Somebody can see it and they'll be like, "Oh, you've been to Cyprus, whatever," and then you can talk about it. So yeah, I guess I do like it to that extent. Okay. I mean. Took me a while to choose.
But it's a lot.
I mean, some people go collect Hard Rock Cafe shirts for
that's true.
And that I think is ridiculous.
I kind of collect. I mean, I don't collect. I just like hats. Like I bought like
that's a good one.
Hat because I like Roma, the football, the soccer team from Rome. So I bought but nice. But I wear them. I mean, I just But yeah, no. I mean,
you don't know this, but I wear my magnets too.
Okay.
I got a couple metal plates, and I just parade.
That's what I mean. If you wear them, because then that would go. Like if you go to a date and you have your thing,
Belgium.
And people be like, the girl's like, "Wow, you're wearing a magnet."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a conversation starter.
Where are you going?
Yeah. This conversation's ending.
I'm just trying to get things moving.
But yeah.
No, I think.
So you buy that, and what else you buy? But I'm talking about like.
Well, I did.
People go buy clothes. Like I mean, like I never. I mean, also because I'm not rich, so I never think like I'm gonna go to Italy and buy clothes.
No, I've never once been motivated to shop for. Although I have found good things, because like when you're in like Singapore or Dubai or something, there is nice. Like there's a suit maker in Dubai, and you can get a really nice suit.
Yeah, that's true.
I did that once in one of my trips.
Yeah.
But for the most part, in fact, I did it early, probably in my 20s when it was like one of my first times in Dubai. I was like, I know I have to go to the suit guy and get the suit.
Yeah.
And I got it, maybe wore it twice ever because I was never a suit on stage guy anyway. And then all the other times I went back, some of the other the comics get younger and they're like, we got to get a suit apparently. And I'd be like, all right, knock yourself out.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a magnet. That's it. I draw the line. I'll get a fake tag watch or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, sometimes I stumble into clothing or whatever. But yeah, I don't go to shop. It's a way to kill the day. One other thing that I did do, of course, my grandfather. It's funny that I live with my grandmother. She does magnets for my grandma and my grandfather, who just passed away. I'll be going home for his funeral shortly, but I sent him postcards from wherever I am in the world. So that was a thing too. So, and that's actually enough of a commitment because you got to find the stamps.
Yeah.
Which I know this isn't a complaint, but I'm just like, that used to be the thing. That was my day.
Is this going to be your speech at the funeral?
Yeah. That fucker. He never thanked me for all those postcards. But I generally... That's what I would do. I'll go out and that's my day. I'll go with the two simple things.
So he collected postcards?
He didn't, but he's not on the internet and he's sick of emails.
He didn't?
So
you're sending him all this stuff.
Wait a minute, hold on. You're twisting it into collecting here. But no, it's a way of contacting him because he doesn't do email. He's the greatest generation. So
which is the greatest generation?
I needed the generation that fought in the World War is the greatest. It goes greatest generation, and then I think the baby boomers, then Gen X, then it all got bad.
Okay.
But so then we have millennials.
Okay, Grandpa. So, here's your magnet from the greatest generation.
But yeah, that would be. So yes, sometimes that is my project on the road. I'll go. Okay, a magnet postcards, which takes various destinations and finding stamps and stuff. And then so I do it for my grandfather because he couldn't hear on the phone either. So it's not like I'm going to call my grandfather from Italy and go. Hey, of course, yeah. So postcards were the way to go, and then I send them to my little nieces and nephews too. So because if you're already sending one to your granddad, I might as well send them to. And I got a friend, Ed Byrne, who's a comedian in Britain. I send one to his kids as well. So just to be a better person than Ed.
All right. Okay.
That's for you, Ed Byrne. Your kids love me more than you. Oh, yeah.
Brian, how much time? We have. Okay, we got 5 more minutes. I think I just want to squeeze this quickly before. So, because I also saw, in terms of traveling, I saw like we went to the store for when we went to Pisa and Siena and like Tuscany tour.
So were you ever underwhelmed by it? Like, because I was kind of underwhelmed by Pisa. I thought Pisa was just a bit busy and the food was shit. And,
well, Pisa is one of those things that you go there. You go there and you're like, this is it, kind of thing.
Right. That's how I felt in Pisa as well.
Like the Vatican is just, or the Sistine is just a lot. Like that's like the Louvre.
Blows your mind. Yeah.
Like you're like, what? I mean, this is unbelievable. Like Pisa was like, oh, I get it. Kind of. No, I mean there was stuff that you were like, it's kind of like when I saw the Mona Lisa and you're like, oh, it's so little, and you think it's like big. But David, it's huge.
Right.
I mean, you're going like, wow, this guy did this.
Right.
I'm not talking about he has a big dick. I'm talking about
the
statue is huge.
Dick small. Dick.
I mean, the dick is. I mean, that normal. That's funny. It's like when you make a statue like. I guess that's like the main thing of making a nude statue. Like, you gotta make the dick normal. Like it just right because
that statue.
No, if you're making a naked statue, like nobody, like you cannot have a huge dick statue. Like people be like, that takes away the whole. Like, what about that? Because then you're
it's all about drawing the attention of the eyes.
Yeah, no, you have to. Look at the shoulder. Look at the look at his big ass dick. Like it would. Like I'm saying, probably David, like, or Michelangelo, sorry, when he was doing it, he probably did a big dick, and they're like, look, we cannot put.
Yeah. David spent the whole time there going, look, I'm a grower, not a shower. Just be better. Michelangelo's like, I'll decide.
But yeah, no, I was gonna say quickly before we get out that when we went to the store, I saw there's people traveling by themselves, which that's a thing that you've done, right? Like travel. That's the thing that. I mean, I think like I would have done it like, obviously younger is easier when you're just traveling. But like, I don't mind traveling like with a buddy but like, I mean, it's tough to travel by yourself because I saw these people like they were traveling, so they became friends in the tour kind of thing. Yeah. And then like after then they're done kind of thing. It's just more like it's more of the necessity, right?
Yeah, it's more of a necessity. But also, I do feel there's casual friendships that I will hear, but it's not like monthly or anything like that. It'll be multiple years. There would be like there's a guy called Dave who I went to see the Phantom of the Opera with in Toronto. And we didn't know each other at all. We bumped into each other at the hostel. And then went to see because I was like, I'm in Toronto. What do I do? Yeah. And because I'm not from, although I'm Canadian, I didn't know much about Toronto. Yeah. So I went and saw the Phantom of the Opera with a dude, and we stayed in touch a little bit. And he went off and he became a filmmaker actually. Oh. Right. So there's a few of those, but no besties. I think the friendship evolution is usually the comics that you work with.
I was just saying because it's like I saw it and it's like definitely it's more of a necessity, but I wanted to know what your take was on it because like I saw the people there and I was like, it's like I could see it's like, hey, we gotta hang out because we're the only lonely people, not lonely but like alone because everybody's like couples or stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know what would happen because my evolution was to be becoming a comedian, and then I never looked back on those the days in the hostels and the start of all of that. But I wonder if there frequently are friendships that just keep going.
Well, maybe somebody has a magnet that belongs to you.
I know. Does anybody out there have the back of my magnet? And we could just
the back of your heart.
Make a connection.
Well, I mean, but that was but yeah. So that was my Italy trip, and like
it's that's amazing.
It's fun.
It sounds like you crushed it. It sounds like you crushed it. It sounds like you came back with the most expensive belt in the world and a fiance. How do you pronounce it again?
Fiance.
Oh yeah, you got to get married quick, bro. It's good to have you back.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And like, well, guys, we're back. We're here. We're at the Comedy Store. We're very happy to be here. And then obviously, like, subscribe. Thank you. Great seeing you. Bye, hello.